So we are live today with Amanda. Um, Most of people already know Amanda from other streams. She is amazing in PvP, so we are so glad to have you here with the March Cup, Obsidian Cup. Amanda, tell us what you think about this meta, what you think about PvP, what is going on, Amanda?
Yeah. Also in game, I'm known as Lundberger, and I am a part of My PvP Academia, which is another YouTube channel that does some features of different cups, whether it be Sylph or GBL battles, but really focusing on Pokemon Go PvP. And I'm also part of the Girls That PvP server. So I get around in the Pokemon Go community. And I have mixed feelings about the Obsidian Cup because I feel it is a bit of a rock, paper, scissors, a little RPS, and I'm hoping that as the meta keeps emerging, that maybe some of the players or the whole thing will just prove me wrong.
Yeah. Guardian Cup also at the start was like rock, papers, and scissors also, and the players mixed it all, and the meta on the last few days was crazy. Uh,
Yeah,
so first of all, congratulations for being part of the PvP Academy team. You guys make amazing work.
thank you.
We also like to see very much the videos. Me and Red probably are the biggest fans from Portugal, from PvP Academy. You guys always do great videos and chat also. So congrats on that.
Thank you.
Uh,
Yeah.
so Obsidian, we have been fairy types, counters, fighting types in this case, grass types, flying, grounds, and Megas, Shadows, Bastidon, Leaky Tank, Pashirizu, Vigorot, and Registeel. The list of bands of Sylphs has been growing up.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about
I
this
think
band?
it's good that they're finally banning Vigoroth. I think Vigoroth, whenever it is allowed to be played, it's really too good of a Pokemon. It's very versatile, and even the moves that don't hit hard, like the Body Slam, they add up over time because the counter is such a good fast charge move. So even though fighters are banned in this, I think that we'll see a lot of pseudo fighters,
Yeah.
and by that I mean like counter users, ones that have different typing than fighting, but still get to use that fast move.
Yeah, probably. Vigorot for sure is a great safe swap in every meta that joins up. So yeah, they probably keep that in mind, and also ban Leaky Tongue, that is a machine with Shizel candy. So yeah, probably was about that. So next we have the one type that we choose, the dark types with some poisons also.
Hmm.
We choose the top four. What do you think about these top four picks we show that?
When are banned, then it gives a good chance for the darks to come out and play. But in that sense as well, they do need to be wary of the potential counter users. Having said that, Sableye, I think any meta that also allows Sableye is good. Fairies are banned, so it's really going to roam free. I think Sableye is really the best of those typings. However, it does get walled pretty hard by the Umbreon, and I think if you can line Umbreon up right against your opposing team, it has a lot of play.
Yeah.
My favorite overall probably would be Sableye. I haven't given too much thought to Amok or Skuntank, but yeah, they're not bad picks necessarily.
Yeah, I would say that Stun Tank is a good one. I should love to Stun Tank because I love the Poison Jump and the bulky Stun Tank.
Yeah. And
It's not.
also with the flamethrower, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fortress is going to be a big problem for the meta, and anything that can check it a little bit is going to be worth considering.
Yeah. I would also go for Sableye and Umbreon, like you said, because are
Mhm.
pretty good picks in every meta that Fairy is not allowed. So yeah. So in the next group we have the bug types, like you said. Fortress is going to show up. What do you think?
Yeah,
Is the fortress going to be the king of this meta, or is some room
absolutely.
for?
I am, like I said before, I'm hoping to be proven wrong, but Fortress is going to definitely be the bane of most teams' existence. I think everyone will have to use it or always have to have a Fortress counter on their team because I think it can beat a majority of the meta just by itself, and so it needs to have some checks. But then with those checks, I think the hardest checks for it are like a Cofagrigus,
Yeah,
which Sableye completely walls, or Umbreon completely walls, and then also what else can really
yeah.
wall the fortress? Like maybe a poly toad or something like
Polytoad,
that. Something
Polytoad.
spammy with a water move.
Yeah, but still earthquake earth. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true.
so
The
it's
other
not easy.
bugs, I mean, they're also good. I mean, Beedrill, the Shadow Beedrill is much better than the regular variant. But shadows are not allowed in
Yeah,
this cup. So I'm not eyeing those too heavily, but I do think that they are some decent picks as well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they do lose also to Fortress.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Fortress will be the top meta for sure. So in the next group we have the Pseudo counter users,
Mhm.
like you said, to check the dark ones. We have here five picks. What do you think will be the most wanted to have on the team combos?
Yeah, thing because in that sense, Escavalier also can beat Fortress. So maybe you want to consider that if you're going to be running a counter user. But having that steel typing is going to make it pretty weak to the other fighters as well, giving them the advantage. But to be fair, a lot of the counter users are also weak to counter,
Yeah,
besides Defense Deoxys. Defense Deoxys is also walled pretty hard though by the Sableye and the Umbreon. It can do some damage to the
yeah,
Umbreon with those counters, but also Obstagoon can take it with the Night Slashes as well. So it's while it is a good pick, it's not overwhelmed by the other ones.
yeah, yeah,
Overall, I would say if I had to pick any of them, I'm most likely going to go with Escav because I want I need as many Fortress counters on my team as possible.
yeah, yeah.
But if I have Fortress and a Scavalier, if anyone's running like anything with a fire move, then you have to be really wary of those
Yeah, yeah,
cons.
yeah, yeah. It seems good. Also, I would say that defense deox is probably going to show up more also because, like you said, only lose for the dark and ghost types, but also have the coverage with Hawk Slide and Thunderbolt
Hmm.
for the possible Polytoads and uh, Psycho Boost is a good bait move. So yeah, probably. So next we have the dragon types. Where is no fairy? Dragon types is a party. So we have plenty of dragon types here. There is some wild picks here also. What do you think about these dragon types? There is any of those that destacks on the meta, or
Yeah.
probably most of them will be good.
I think, yeah, I mean, I think any time that you can use a dragon user, even on things that it's resisted, Dragon Breath is just such a heavy, hard hitting move that it's going to do a ton of damage to things that it's even neutral against. Dragons can, in that sense, probably be a pretty good safe swap, especially ones that carry like a water move as one of the, like Kingdra with that 50/50 Octazooka debuff, making it the most annoying mon in the league, most likely,
Yeah,
or Dragalge and Dragonair with the Aqua Tails. They can do some damage back to something like the Fortress, which would be resisting those Dragon Breaths.
yeah,
I haven't, yeah. I think the Dragons overall, they're a good pick. I don't have a Goodra that's low enough for a Great League yet, so that one's going to be out of the running for me. But I'm playing around with the different ones, seeing if they can fit into the team.
yeah, yeah, yeah. They seem pretty solid. Also, as well as if the other team doesn't have a counter user, or
Hmm.
probably Deoxys, because Dark Pulse is a heavy move on the Psychic. So as well as also probably is going to be a good pick because
Yep.
last cups as well as had been showing up. So probably people already have as well as done. So to spend less dust is always good. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
in the next group, we have the water types like you talked before: Politoed, Rainicast form, Lantern, and Samurott. You already seems to like to Politoed because the spammy of the weather
Yeah.
ball. So what do you think about the others?
I think that if you are going to use Polytoad, you will maybe have to use an Elite TM, or if you have a legacy one already with Earthquake, because that is going to be, I think, overall better in the meta. However, I mean, if you have a Blizzard and those dragons come in, then you're going to definitely be doing heavy hitting damage
Yeah,
to them as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Which Pokemon you want to focus on taking out with
yeah,
like your Polytoad, and also when you're dealing with waters, you want to think about or whether you're doing like a lot of fast move pressure, or if you're going to be doing like quick spammy, like the weather balls of Rainy Castform and Polytoad. Yeah, they come in fast, they get really annoying and can start taking things down. But Lantern and Samurott, well, they take a little bit longer to charge their moves, but they're a little more heavy hitting.
yeah. You could also use the samurai with Fury Cutter. I think is
It's true.
that
It's
move.
true. Yeah, Fury Cutter is probably the way
A
to go with
spicy,
Samurott in
a
this.
spicy move instead of the waterfall that is Rogue on Samurai. But
Hmm.
I probably would say that Politoed will be the
Yeah.
Water King in this meta because Renicast form is okay, but Thunder doesn't seem to have much room on this meta because you don't probably going to see much flying around. So
Right. Yeah.
because are banned, so the Politoed with Workwake seems the way to go. The last
Yeah.
the sure you are going to say something about
Well, I was just going to warn that, Lantern, Polytoad, and Rainy Castform have a bit of bulk to them, but Samurott is very flimsy in the Great Leagues. So if you are planning on using that on your team, you need to plan your shields accordingly because
yeah
to get into those moves, even with Fury Cutter, you might need to expend at least one shield to be able to get off some moves.
yeah. The last part of this group is the well-known Regirock. What do you think about Regirock on this meta? We already seen the fortress that is
Yeah,
going to be the mass destroyer of this meta, but Regirock could be a good pick on the
I yeah,
every team.
I think so. If you follow Count Xavius, the dean of our PvP academy, you will know that he is really planning cores around the fortress Regirock, because together those things beat almost the entire meta. So
Yeah,
but having to do that too is also what kind of creates this RPSness, right? So I mean, it's like if you need to bring in something that beats Fortress because it's so good in the meta, chances are that Regirock can take that. But what's nice about Regirock is that even things that is dealing heavy damage to it, like the Defense Deoxys or the Obstagoons, and in the no shield scenario, Regirock can take them out with a focus blast. So
yeah,
it's another one of those where it has nuke moves, but it does take a little bit of time to get to, and it's not the bulkiest of Pokemon either. So it's something to you have to learn to play around. Having said that, I've used it in the past before, and I like Regirock. I think it's a very solid pick, and probably a lot of them to be seen in this Obsidian Cup.
yeah. And you also are not doing the pressure of the fast moves because Locon
Hmm.
doesn't do a thing. But yeah, Regirock with Stone Edge and Focus Blast, yeah, probably with no shields, yeah, is horrible for this meta. Brings to FPS. So
Hmm.
yeah, probably we are going to see, like you said, the Fortress and the Regirock core and the counters of that core. So we also have some other picks that are on this meta. We didn't talk because they are not in the specific group like the top meta.
Hmm.
We have some electric types, some normal types, also the Cofarios and the Frostless, and a few others. There is any of these picks that you like, or do you see them to come up with good meta picks, or just to fill
Yeah,
the
I
last
definitely
spots?
think that there'll be a lot of Cofagrigus coming into play because it is one of the few that can wall, the fortress. But then that's again causing more Sableyes to come out, so we'll have to see how that is. One thing I think that people shouldn't sleep on is the Galvantula, because if you really look at the core meta that was on the previous slide, Galvantula is a really great safe swap against almost beating almost everything except for the Regirock. I mean, it's very hard walled by Reggie, but if it can beat five of the six of your opponent's team, it's really something that is can be quite a threat with the discharge or the lunge to I mean being the bug type move and then also lowering the attack of your opponent.
Yeah, yeah. You also have Magnezone. Uh,
Hmm.
People could run it with flash cannon, probably.
Yep.
It's wild, but it's something that we already seen in the past.
Yep.
People like gambling with the moves,
Yep.
probably moves out of the box. Uh,
Yep.
Sometimes are good, sometimes are not, but this is
I think
PvP.
electric types, the problem is that they're most of them are pretty squishy. Like Alolan Graveler is a great pick, and if you give it an energy advantage, it's I think it's a very threatening mon. But yeah, I mean, things
Yeah,
that shouldn't be able to take out, like a weather ball does about 50% damage to an Electivire, and as an electric type, that shouldn't happen. A water weather ball. So
yeah.
they're just a little bit too flimsy for my taste, but I know a lot of people who can make these work and work to their advantage. So it's just a completely different play style.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. About the normals, we have the Snorlax again. Uh, Zangoose, Grident. Do you think there is something like room for Snorlax or Grident, for example? Uh,
Or even if you want a little more bulk with it, a Munchlax is pretty good
yeah,
as well. It doesn't have the superpower, but it does get to those body slams pretty quick, and also has the what is it, bulldoze I think to
yeah,
throw at
yeah,
him
yeah. It's
as
Bulldoze.
well, but having a ground type move. And the lick damage obviously can do some nice damage to the ghosts that are coming in.
Yeah, you also have Walrein that have access to Earthquake. Uh,
Yep,
Probably
yep.
most people have Walrein done from the past community days, so Walrein probably going to show up also. Not the best pick also, because uh, it's part ice also, and with
Yeah.
Galvantula also, like you said, probably going to show up because so many darks around, and it's a
Yep.
good safe swap in general. Just losing probably art to the rock types that
Hmm.
we probably going to see, but still a good pick.
Yeah, he's also very spammy too,
Yeah,
so even if it's a not effective move, at least it's still probably able to get to two charge moves. And if you win out that bait, if they shield what they think is an earthquake, and I mean that can really flip a match as well. So it's not that it's a bad pick. It's just yeah, like you said, with the counter users and the rock types, and also the electrics,
yeah,
it maybe is not the perfect place for the Walrein to shine.
yeah, but still, if a team combo needs a water type and you don't have like Politoed or Rainy Cast form, and you want to have Earthquake for something, is
Yes,
always a
definitely.
good pick. Like
Yeah.
Melton is too squishy for Great League, but if you know how to use it,
Hmm.
could be a good pick. Superpower, Rock Slide, or Thunderbolts are
Yep.
always good. Malamar also is a good pick with fall play and superpower. So
Yeah.
seems the meta at the start kind of RPS like you said, but let's hope for people imaginations to broke that
Yeah.
RPS. I
So can I ask what are you thinking of running? What are some top picks for your team?
In my team, probably Regirock will be there. I just love the Regis. Also, I love Kindra. I had one few Silph Cups with Kindra, so Kindra will be on my team for sure. Uh, and the rest probably I have to work on my team combos. I would love to use Scan Tank again because
Hmm.
I just love to to flamethrower people
Hmm.
and science UF fortress. I am okay to to have flamethrower to it, but yeah, the rest I am kind of 50-50, you know, because lots of good picks.
Yep. I
and the
completely
month
agree.
is already starting. We have gym breakers already starting, and I am still, oh my god, what I am doing. But it's normal. It's normal. People are always think that we need to have a clean mind on the start of the meta, but the start of the meta is when you have all that questions to make. That is why we make this kind of videos and live streams to help
Yeah,
people reach
exactly.
the mind that it's okay to take time to make a team. Is no rush to make a team. You need
Hmm.
to know the Pokemons, to know the picks, to know the meta. Also to have a mind game what you are going to do. So
Yeah. I completely agree. I think that also if you are someone who is struggling on having a team comp, having a meta simplified like this is really handy. So you can kind of at least say, maybe I want to pick one out of this box, I want to pick one out of this typing.
yeah,
And that's a good way to go about it if you're stuck at the beginning. And then from there, you can see, okay, now that I've built this team, what is it weak to? Do I want to replace A with B? And just go from there and practice with your friends and
yeah,
sim it
yeah.
on PvPoke. See what works for you. Even if something is rated high, if the team is good, if it's not something that you like to play with or are familiar with counts or any of that stuff, then I mean you want to play with things that you enjoy. I
Yeah.
think that's the biggest takeaway.
Yeah, you have to have fun playing. If you are not having fun, you are not really playing. You are just doing the stuff. Yeah, I
Yep.
am doing. Yeah, okay. Um, just to end, I have to say this. Roshago, you probably know him from some gym breakers.
Hmm.
Had post on the chat. That is a pleasure to see you in the Portuguese channel. Like I
Uh,
said on the beginning, is really a pleasure to have you here. Like like I said before, we like to see PvP Academy, so it's always a pleasure to have
yeah.
someone big on the universe of
Oh,
PvP.
I wouldn't necessarily call it big, but I'm
Yeah,
happy to be here. I'm happy to
bigger
have the chat.
than us. So yeah, no, but it's a pleasure to have you here talking with us about this matter. So Amanda,
That's really nice.
um, you take the end of the video. Normally I do that, but this time since the legend is here, why not the legend do the end of this video? Amanda, once again, thank you very much on my part and the team Lucky Who and everyone in Portugal probably will be cheering you and saying, "Oh my God, Amanda was on the Team Lucky Who channel." So
You
thank
caught me
you.
here.
Thank you a lot.
Obrigada. I got it, guys. Oh, and by the way,
Oh.
too, while we're at it, if you guys are looking for an Obsidian Cup team or a tournament to do, the My PvP Academia one is starting on March 11th, and
Okay.
I'll give Rue the link after
The
this.
links,
Maybe he can put it.
I will post the links with the video also.
Perfect.
If you have anything like other links of PvP Academy, I could
Cool.
also post on the video. It's okay for me and my team.
All right.
We share the love, so it's always good to have you here and share the love. So Amanda,
Yep.
the end word is yours. So say something for home, for Portugal. It's up to you.
Well, we'll say this is a goodbye from the video. This is Professor Lundberger, and class is officially dismissed.